My duplicants, Ben Pearson, the Roadster Tracker here, and we are slowly but surely getting together our base. Looks like we're, putting together this room, which I have no idea what we're going to use it for, and just generally speaking, trying to figure stuff out. So, couple of things that we're working on. The biggest one, we want to get our power system going on, and we have this guy, natural gas. We could pump the natural gas potentially here. I'm gonna cancel this. We're gonna think about how we're going to make this work. So we know that you can get a source of heat here, a source of free energy from a hot steam geyser. That's a little bit tricky. I don't know very well if we're gonna be able to do it, but we're gonna see what we can do. Other things that we're working on, we need to get another hydroponic farm going because we don't have enough food. Yeah, the biggest thing I'm worried about is, well, we got a couple of nasties going on. Well, let's take a pause here. Just trying to design things here. Now, which guy should we pick? Looks my band bitrate is a little bit... No, bitrate's fine. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any issues out there. Anyways, let's see here. We could take another dupe if we have somebody who's good enough. We don't particularly have any. So let's just print some hatchlings. Hatchling eggs, it'll be fine. Looks like our bristle blossoms are growing quite nicely. Now we're not gonna have any water to there for a little while, so yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We've got slime to deal with here. A little bit of water, some hydrogen. I think we're gonna change our mind. I think the power is actually gonna be here. So, this is kind of warm. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky to get it totally figured out. Eventually, we're gonna have to go into these slime biomes and dig them out completely, but I am not there. So, where does that leave us? So this natural gas, we're gonna put in a pump to take care of it, and we're just going to go through things polluted with slime lung. Yeah, we do need to get... Let's start a research going on our filtration system. Don't think we need to worry about medicine just yet. Although, sludge press separates mud. No. Water sieve is kind of nice. But what we need is our... Well, insulated tile we have now. That's good. So we have space heater. Meh. Mechanized... Deodorizer is the next thing I want to get. So what we're gonna do is put a couple of deodorizers in this room just to help keep the polluted oxygen down to reasonable levels. Choices. Yeah, That coal is gonna have to go eventually, but we'll get there. Okay. Eventually we'll have to surface as well, but yeah. I think what it's gonna be, we're going to deconstruct this. Do we want to separate this with an airlock? I think I want to go here. We're gonna go all the way through the abyssite, which is gonna be real pain to get through. But this is gonna be our hot area, and we're gonna try to build kind of the heat wall here. So let's see. Should be the base. We're gonna build some insulated tiles here. We're just gonna try to insulate everything coming down this direction. We'll just build standard tile here. The abyssite is so close that I'm not too worried there. The heat's gonna come along here because we want to do our developmental stuff here. This is basically impervious to heat. Abyssite doesn't transmit heat very easily at all. So yeah, I mean, I'm putting some of the insulating tile, but it's really not going to make that big of a deal. This water will probably heat up eventually, although hopefully we can take some steps to cool this down some. Okay. Excellent. So we can build our carbon skimmer. Let's see, what else do we want? Separates mud and slime. The filters will be helpful. Algae distiller reduces slime to algae. Lumber to ethanol isn't helpful, but this will be helpful to get some polluted water cleaned out. Okay, so let's build a couple of deodorizers here. Try to temper this down so that way if we have to go in here for any reason at all, then it's not gonna be too terrible. And eventually we may even poke our necks into here. We could do that, filter out this oxygen. Thimble reed. Ooh. Reed fiber is very, very valuable. I don't remember exactly what it does, but I do know it's desirable. So I think, what else to do? Mini pod. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna filter carbon dioxide from the air anytime soon. There are usually better ways to make that work. So the fire pole is something we'd probably want to do before too terribly long, but I think this is coming along. So this is gonna be a hard dig. We only have one dupe who is capable of doing this dig. We have no food whatsoever right now. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we definitely need to hold off on the dupes. Maybe We have some of these hatchlings. Let's get rid of a couple of these. And then we'll have some meat that we can go cook. Oh yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. Somebody should go by soon to get that cooking. You know, let's make this all insulated tile. And in fact, let's make this as well. And then the highest priority of these will be the ones that are right next to the slime and also the corner. The corner's got to be slightly higher. Okay. No! It's okay. That's what I get for not thinking things through quite well enough. We'll just mop this up. No big deal. Oh gosh, we're cooking in dirty. That's not good. Since polluted oxygen is going to get in the way, let's go ahead and build a skimmer here. Okay, we did get some barbecue meat. This is good. I actually do want to prioritize these because we do need more food growing. We got lucky with the extra BBQ. Anything else that we can take? Maybe. These data banks, I want to say that there's something you can do with those. Okay, one more time for the mopping. And then this guy needs to be done fairly quickly so we can keep the polluted oxygen outside of our base, keep our dupes nice and happy and healthy. Yeah, they're not getting enough food. This is not great. But Bristle Blossoms will be done soon, so that will help. Once we get better power production, it's really gonna make things a lot smoother, I think. So eventually, this area will become where our dupes will suit up so that they can come out. We're gonna build... we'll get our power and also our oxygen generation from there. We could maybe run the oxygen through... We'll figure that out. Good, we'll get the polluted oxygen taken care of. So this has got carbon dioxide. We do need to have some kind of a sink for it. We should also build an airflow tile right here. To help keep this carbon dioxide levels down. Basically, carbon dioxide is heavier, so it will tend to sink down to the bottom. It's the physics of the game. Okay, we're getting very, very close. Excellent. And then we also need to prioritize this. Which also means this guy, yeah, he's a 7. That's good. Food production is dependent on that. We'll mark that as a 7. I hate to have power generation so far away. Maybe, no, we do want to have the airlock. Yeah, it's going to be worth it for the heat management to put it all the way over here, even if it's going to be a pain to route the power in the short term. Okay, let's, those are all fairly high priority. No seat available. Oh, that's too bad. Power. Okay. Let's get this power done. Oh, I forgot the deodorizers need power. They don't even need much power, but they do need power, so let's run it from the BBQ station. Okay, I do need that done fairly soon. All of this polluted water we should be able to get taken care of soon. It has that floral scent, which is quite nice. Starvation. We have food. Yeah, we have barbecue available. There's plenty of food. Okay. Obviously, we're not going to take a dupe. We'll take the brine. I don't know what we'll do with it, but we do not have the resources to take care of another dupe right now. Eventually, we'll get more bristlebottom seeds, and that will help. Yeah. Grizzleberry will definitely get some. That will help. Okay. We're getting a few more planted too. This is good. So those guys are gonna need power. Guess I don't really have any choice but to run it from this guy. This is the most critical power loop. I can't wait till we actually have something proper for that. This one's also fairly critical, and let's build the deodorizer down here too. But we are starting to clean everything. Excellent. Emits a little bit of clay too. That's interesting. Okay, looks like we got a bunch more bristle blossoms, so we should be able to eat tonight. That's excellent. I think we've dug a tiny piece of this, but ay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and build the insulated tile and then insulate down to here. We could poke this, maybe. But nah. Thought there was a way to do something with these data packages, but I don't remember what it is. Insulated gas pipe. Yeah, let's get the improved ventilation. Okay. How's the decoration of the rooms? Not bad. The lighting is actually a plus. I'd never realized that that's such a positive. It'll be nice when we can get rid of all of the power. Put it elsewhere, but we're not there at the moment. We could save a little bit of time and do some digging here. No, let's save the digging actually for the area that we want to dig, because power is the name of the game today. That is our goal. The oxygen is definitely getting cleaned up. As we dig down, then we're likely to have our carbon dioxide sink, allow it to the polluted oxygen to get down better here. Okay. I think, let's actually take our high power wire, we're gonna bring it along here, and we can use this hallway as our power transformer hallway. That will make things a little bit clearer, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cancel this. We're gonna dig out a little 2x2 alcove. So we can build our transformers here. Yeah, don't think we're gonna do that just yet. Okay, our food situation is much better. We have a lot of grizzly berry that is cooked up and ready to go. We will be increasing our production here quite a bit too before too terribly long. What wire network is this connected to? Oh. Get a little bit of light going on in there. Okay. Obsidian, a little bit higher temperature. We're getting decent vision on the map. You know what? I think I'm gonna... No, we'll hold off to deconstruct it. We may need that again. A lot of carbon dioxide getting down here, that's good. I'm gonna prioritize getting something in here so we'll have some power going across. We'll need to deconstruct this and we're gonna replace it with a different thing. Let's hold off on research for a scooch. Okay, heavy watt wire is gonna go along here. And then we're gonna build heavy watt junction plate here. And we'll build an airlock. Although I'm gonna force it open. Well, we may as well make it mechanized. There's really no reason not to. It'd be a pity to not have access to this stuff, but that's okay. We're making some progress. Okay, get these guys built so we'll have full power. Excellent. That should deodorize everything that's potentially going to come in. Beautiful. What's the atmosphere? Carbon dioxide for dust caps. We might be able to grow some of the, but having pure CO2 atmosphere is a little tricky. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Okay, we have mostly pure oxygen here now. Excellent. At this point, I'll leave this deodorizer here, but I don't think it's actually gonna use a lot. Yep, this will keep the air clear where this guy is used. So we can empty the bottles, and we'll make that a little bit higher priority so that way we can get rid of some of these empty bottles. Illumination. Oh no. Fine, let's uproot you. If he is not illuminated, I do not want him there. We'll use his seed somewhere where he's gonna be able to properly grow. Perfect. Can we do the farm station? We can do the farm station. So we'll have our first proper farm. Excellent. Let's cancel this, and we're actually gonna put a heavy watt wire here. Why not just deconstruct that? This guy will need to be a heavy watt wire junction. Whoops, can we, oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, let's, can we force open? So the next time a dupe goes through there, it should stay open. But we want it there for future use. You know what, let's cancel this. Beautiful. And eventually we'll have stuff up here in space that we're able to get to. I'm liking the looks of this a lot. I think this is a good design. Okay, we have plenty of food all of a sudden. Looks like our food issues are resolved. We still have, I mean, we have 2 dupes right now that are just running around to charge batteries. I don't like that. Not a huge fan of that, but you know, you do what you gotta do. We're also gonna put a junction here. And we need a power transformer. It's gonna have to be here. We'll have to find ways to bridge it, but that also means that we're gonna... Yeah, we'll get there. Excellent. And we got some muckroot too, so that will help. Okay. Pipsqueak. Those are interesting. Tier 3 skill exosuit training. Yeah. We had somebody who liked to do digging. That would be really tempting, but I don't know if that's something that actually happens. The pipsqueaks will go and they'll bury seeds around. They're kind of cool, kind of annoying too. Well, we can always take it and just barbecue it right away if it gets to be too annoying. I do want to get that farm station going on. Which means that we need to prioritize these guys above the other ones. Hopefully we'll get some seeds soon. Yeah, let's also put a transformer here. I'm gonna flip this around the other way though. And we're gonna put our heavy watt junction. Actually, we can just deconstruct this. And you'll connect to there. Excellent. And then this guy will need a wire bridge. Probably getting way ahead of myself, but that's okay. It's part of the fun of the game. So I'm gonna prioritize at the level 6 this. Just the bottom pits. So I really want to get back here so we can start building our power here. It's a cool tile, but unfortunately it's gotta go. Sweetle. We'll let the pipsqueak grow a little bit so that way hopefully we can get a little bit more meat from it. These poor hatchlings are gonna die soon. There's food poisoning. Well, it's not really that surprising. There's food poisoning in the toilet water. Okay. Excellent. Now we're making some progress. You just gotta prioritize this stuff, that's all. Prioritize what you want and deprioritize the rest. This is gonna be so nice because we'll have basically unlimited power. Of course, there's a lot of ways to get unlimited power, but yeah. Okay, so let's start thinking about our actual power station. Well, let's put, for the time being, we're gonna do 2 coal generators. So we're gonna need some kind of a ladder system here, because this is where people are gonna come in and be airlocked. I think this is as good of any spot as any to put it in. We'll have a little bit of oxygen for the time being. Not a lot of air in there for now, but that's okay. Once we pop this, there'll be air enough for a while. What do these guys need? Oxygen, low radiation. Spindly grub fruit. Don't want to do mealwood. What's the grub fruit seed? It needs sulfur. Farm plot, so it doesn't really... Huh, interesting. They're not preferred. Fungal spore, I don't think... Well, we have a couple. They're also... They want darkness and carbon dioxide. And slime, ooh. Yeah, I don't think so. These guys will want polluted water, thimblereeds. We'll probably do some thimblereed before too long. But for now, I mean, it's gotta be the... Bristle Blossom is a really, really good choice of foods for the stage we're at. Okay, so right below, right after this, I mean, we've got all of this decorative tile. It's just cool, but yeah. We don't want any more height here than we need, because eventually we're gonna want to do something a little bit fancy. Actually, cancel. Because we're gonna want, let's see. Probably a, we want some airflow tiles in here, but let's put the coal generator, well, hang on. Before we do that, we're gonna do a heavy watt junction plate here. And then we're gonna do some kind of a airlock. We'll do a mechanized airlock. And then it's gonna be short ceilings, which is fine. Somewhere down here, we're gonna have to vent the excess, but we'll get there eventually. Coal. We need the smart battery that's gonna be connected as well, so let's cancel this actually. Oh, we have the sulfur, nice. Okay, let's think this through. We need a smart battery. We're gonna need more refined metal. Well, we can make some of that. Let's prioritize this a little bit higher. But we'll just do a, well, we're not gonna do a stand-in. What do these Sweetles need? They make sucrose. Okay. They eat sulfur and they extract sucrose. Interesting. Well, sucrose I believe you can use to make rockets, so that is definitely something we're gonna do. I haven't started using this. Hang on. Disabled by the automation grid. What? Okay, let's deconstruct this. And then we may not actually need anything after that is set. Oh, we don't have crop tending. We haven't checked skills for a while. Let's check some skills. So we got lots of research, data analysis. May as well. Auto is looking great. We could give you... doctoring's probably a good idea. Let's give you crop tending. I don't think we need the super hard digging, and don't think we're gonna need it for a long time. We can... Supplying, I guess? Sure, why not? Dupes are eating. They still haven't cleaned out this garbage, but... Wait, there's some slime lung in here? How? Oh dear. Okay, hang on. Priority 8, get this taken care of now, please. We should also probably build a deodorizer there. Which I don't know right off the hand how we're gonna power. Guess we'll just run it up through here. Hopefully nobody gets slime lung. Trying very, very hard to avoid that. This also means we're gonna have some slime lung, and it's gonna be here. Oh, this is the slime lung tile, right? Yeah, so let's deconstruct this, and we're gonna dig here. Those are also gonna be really high priority. We'll lose some stuff, but that's okay. We'll get it back eventually. Yucky lungs, that's not good. Okay. And that's the last high priority one. We can deconstruct that at a lower priority. Wait. Ah, whatever. Just lost a little sand. But this is fine. It's a little bit of slime lung, but that should get taken care of, especially once we deodorize everything. So let's give this a 7 priority. Which it looks like they're treating fairly high anyways. No power now. Interesting. We're gonna enable this building. The rock crusher is something we're gonna need to build over here. Okay, anyways, let's see. Smart battery is gonna go right there. And then we're gonna do a heavy watt junction plate here. And then the heavy watt wire is gonna go to there. And then deconstruct this. We're going to build a coal generator here. So let's just dig this out. Once we have that, we'll have proper power going to the base. Okay, I'm gonna make this a 6 priority, just this stuff. Bristle blossoms are looking good. we do have the skill now to use this. So I think what we're gonna do, we have the plants that eat carbon dioxide, and we're going to put an error flow tile immediately below. In fact, let's just build it here. And we're going to grow those. New printable available. Could just take the food. Athletics, immune to food poisoning. Slower to use the bathroom. Snores loudly, it's kind of annoying. Increased agriculture with some medicine strength. You wouldn't be bad. I think our food situation, we have 12,000 calories. So we're probably okay. We can probably take on another dupe, and I think we got enough work. Perfect. How's our decor? Still looking pretty decent. Good. They're getting so much better. They're just, they at least have a positive decor bedroom. That's the important bit. Fancy tile is just sandstone. That's too bad. Okay, power coal generator. And then heavy watt wire there. We're gonna set a container of coal right here, so that way it's convenient. And we're gonna go ahead and set an airlock here. So we're gonna try to keep most of the carbon dioxide in there because it can be quite useful. Yeah, it has just a little bit of oxygen. It's fine. We may have to try some of the fancy airlocks, like a double liquid airlock, to keep the carbon dioxide more intact. Okay, I do want all of this stuff fairly high priority. I'm okay if the ladder's built a little bit quicker, but okay, this guy is for coal. So we're gonna go ahead and deconstruct this guy. We're gonna take the coal out of this bin. We'll take the rock crusher as well. Yeah, why not? We lose a little energy, but that's okay. We don't need this now. And I'm gonna make sure we deconstruct our automation wire as well. And then let's construct our automation wire here. We'll see if we can get a second one. I don't think we'll need more than one coal generator for a while. So immediately below here, we're gonna set up a farm for, I think, these guys. So we're just gonna check that fungal spores require carbon dioxide. So, well, they require slime too, and I don't really wanna mess with slime. Grubfruit seed. We could plant a couple of those. That would be okay. Let's get that wire high priority as well. This guy is going to be fairly high priority. Okay, we got our coal delivery system started. Good, good, good. Somehow these hatchlings are still alive and happy inside of my tank. I think I'm gonna go ahead and deconstruct this one. We don't really need this guy. There's some slime lung. Oh dear. So let's prioritize these guys, and we're going to get rid of that slime the same way that we've gotten rid of other stuff. At least we're keeping it fairly consistent. Oh, I really want to harvest this reed fiber. It's useful for so many different things. Okay, since we're gonna have power, I'm gonna go ahead and put a second fridge for the raw ingredients. Look at all the coal we're getting, so good. We also need to prioritize the floor. Grubfruit seed is new, good. Food is sitting pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the priority of these guys because I really want to focus on actually having our permanent power, and I want to deconstruct the batteries once they don't need it anymore. Okay, there's plenty of coal in there. We can lower the priority there, guys. Didn't realize there was that much coal in the base. I don't think the dupes are coming through here very often, unfortunately. Okay. What are you doing? You're gonna trap yourself there. It's fine, I guess. Getting lots of sand. This is good. Okay, the oxygen generator. We could take in through here, maybe? Well, we have the oxygen mask. What does the pipes look like for this? Okay, the gas pipes are there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the oxygen all come along here, and it's gonna prioritize the masking stations, which will eventually come here. But we need oxygen generation happening, and it should probably be above that. So it's probably gonna be up here somewhere. I want to keep those Sweetles alive. Let's get this coal generator going ASAP. Okay, and then we'll 7 priority to get it fed. And the automation should be set so that it will automatically turn off. We'll set the low threshold at like 10. I guess there's no reason not to set the high threshold at 100. So we can deconstruct this battery and deconstruct this battery. Oh, jeez, we need to prioritize this stuff. Yeah, there's not really enough oxygen generation in the base. It's just, the base is, well, we don't have the diffuser going. Ooh, dear. Yeah, we really need that power circuit. There we go. Now we got it going. Now our power is effectively unlimited. All we have to do is feed this guy every now and then, and we've got power. So I'm gonna, well, let's wait until we've got our oxygen machine. This isn't a bad area to do the oxygen either. So let's see here. We're gonna need, we need water coming in. So maybe we'll take this water down here. Let's do this. Before we pierce this, we're going right above. Okay. When we get to it, this is a 9 priority. Yeah. Our oxygen generation is a little bit weak right now, but that was mostly because this guy was not running. The oxygen diffuser should keep things going pretty smoothly for a little while. Why do these guys not have power? Oh, whoops. Guess I should put some lights in here. We have power going up there already, so we may as well. Yeah, they just... It would look better if it was in the ceiling, but it would work better if it was higher. We'll think about it. Okay. New printable. Oxyfern, I think, is a pretty cool plant if I remember right. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. Oh, you can't actually do that. Oh, that's too bad. So even though we have the fancy mechanized airlock, we'd have to... Well, this guy shouldn't be too bad to power. And then all we need is a wire bridge there. This guy, though, we have no low voltage power anywhere near here, so that's going to be a bit of a pain for us to do. We're using power pretty quickly. But then again... Okay. I think we're gonna need another power station or two soon. So one of these is gonna be a hydrogen station. We'll go ahead and uproot you. Enable auto harvest for these guys. Not that I think we're gonna keep them around for very long. Look at how happy she is. She's just got a glitter bomb and doing all kinds of cool stuff, and life is fantastic for Lyra there. Looks a little creepy, to be honest. Okay, let's start our ventilation. We're gonna do gas pump, not pump, pipe. An uninsulated gas is fine. Where do we want this? I think we're gonna do one outlet here in the plants. We should probably put a vent or something in there. We'll put a vent here. We'll put a vent here. I think those are the three key areas. Everything else is kind of ventilated and whatnot. We'll... I'm gonna actually cancel this one. I don't want to screw something up with the light by mistake. Bristle Blossom production is continuing to increase. We could do this into a critter ranch. Okay, let's keep going. Let's build some... Let's build a hydrogen generator because we're going to need one in here, and then we'll build... Well, the hydrogen generator can go later. We'll build a second coal. Just to make sure we have plenty, and then we're going to build a hydrogen generator at the end. Cancel this. We'll get to the hydrogen generator in a bit. Actually, I also want to build right here. And those, well, this guy's got to be 9, and then these guys are going to be 8s. We want to just make sure to get the corner done first. Honestly, though, once we get down there, it's all pretty high priority. I do think that it's worth starting to go down here. We'll get some power for that airlock before too long, because we're gonna need a transformer somewhere in this area. Let's put a vent there. Here as well. And there's our pip. I mean, I guess we'll just let it wander around. It's fine. It's so nice to have power going, though. Oh, to not have to worry about that. And now pretty soon we'll have automated oxygen generation, and it will all be going fantastic. Eventually we're going to tap this water. This water would be really, really good to feed into our self-powered oxygen generator that we're about to build. I don't usually just take other people's designs for stuff, but the self-powered oxygen generator is a really good idea. So we're going to steal it. Okay, the automation wire does need to extend to this, but it's not going to affect the hydrogen generator. You know, hang on. Cancel this. This is silly. Let's do this. we're going to actually box in like this. But we're gonna dig in through this way. Then we're gonna build the ladder down here. In fact, let's cancel this. Let's dig in through here. Yeah, that'll do. So actually gonna cancel this. So that way we don't leak any oxygen or anything. Okay. We can go ahead and build a transformer. Here. And we'll build a heavy plate junction. Place it right there. Can't put plugs on top of plugs, so I always forget that. Whoops. Could rotate this around though, and that will work. And then if we put our heavy plate like this, then we have our light wiring that we're gonna do below. Eventually we'll fill this in with the insulated plate. But when we get here, this is the priority. Building that wall, as usual. Okay, let's keep running the wire. We do need to jump this to there. Then we're gonna need to run some wire along here. We have Drecos here. Okay. So we're gonna be able to make proper spacesuits after all. In clothing and stuff like that. Eventually, I think we'll be able to put a steam generator on top of this. Oh, good. This is all looking quite nice. How's some of these digging projects going? Harvest ready here, interesting. Okay, we haven't seen the bottom yet. That's fine. How's our skills looking? Lyra has some skill. Doctoring could be good. Let's do strength though. I think that's gonna be helpful. We could set up a proper hospital. This wouldn't be a bad space for it. Except for we need a sink in a proper hospital. Oh dear, I forgot to finish this off. That needs to be built right now, please. That'll seal the slime lung out. I do want to fairly high priority this. Yeah, let's mop this liquid up, please. Okay, let's get a pump going on here. So let's see, that's a plumbing liquid pump right there, please. Deconstruct all this fancy stuff. It's fancy and it's nice, but we don't really want it, unfortunately. Actually, let's go all the way over to there. Actually, I'm gonna cancel this. We'll leave this as a little nature preserve. Yeah, how to do that best? Because you need 4 plants. Well, I don't think that's gonna work that well. It's okay. So let's see here. This is eventually going to be a completely sealed room. The fact that there's oxygen in here is fine for the moment. So let's see. We need 2 pipes, 2 vents. They're going to be 2 gas pumps, 1 high, 1 low. I think it's got to be bigger than this. How do you do these self-powered oxygen machines? So it's gonna be an electrolyzer. It's the fundamental key piece of technology. So these produce a lot of heat, converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. Doesn't say how much that it does. We'll go ahead and figure that out later. Oh, we got some printables. Mallow seeds. Maybe. Super hard digging. Piloting. We don't really have athletics. You know, you're pretty decent. We could use another dupe. We'll give you the snoring bedroom. Since we're not using it, why not? And I forgot to check our food, but our food is looking really nice. Our oxygen production will be looking very nicely soon. I want to say that we need 2 of these and 1 pump. But once we have 1 built, then we'll take a look. Let's go ahead and continue to insulate this. Want to do our best to keep it from the heat. I mean, the temperature is not going to matter that much, but I do want to try to kind of keep the heat in here higher, because the higher this is, the easier it's going to be for us to put a steam turbine there at some future point in time. So grubfruit node is something that we could also make. Bathroom hatchlings, interesting. So the temperature in here is already 30 degrees. We're doing decent at keeping the heat. Okay. So it produces, call it 900 kilograms of oxygen. 900 grams per second of oxygen. And I don't know how much we use, but let's just go with this for a bit. How much is the one pump capable of filtering, of pumping? I think we're gonna do this the simple, boring way. Uses a little bit more electricity, but I don't really feel like being super fancy. We're gonna do a gas filter here. Let's go ahead and build 2 more of these just so we have plenty at all times. The only thing fancy we're gonna do is we're gonna put in a Atmos sensor. We're gonna only activate the pump if there is an atmosphere. We'll put 2 or 3 of these in. See how much pumps we need. You can do some fancy stuff like put a hydrogen pump up higher, but yeah, this'll do. Let's see, ventilation, gas filter. Yeah, we want the intake, so this is actually not bad right there. And we're going to set the hydrogen here. And then the oxygen is gonna go along here. Eventually this will be pure oxygen. There's a chance it could have some stuff that's not oxygen in it in the short term. Okay, let's get you wired up. We're gonna go ahead and dig this area out just to get this going so that we're plenty insulated. So the power will go along there. probably as big of a station as we'll ever need, to be honest. This should effectively mean that we will never need more oxygen at this base. Until we start doing something like a rocket, which I think requires more oxygen. And then I'm going to put a low priority for these guys. Because I want all of this other stuff to be done first. And hopefully that'll minimize the chance that we get a dupe locked in here. We probably still will because duplicates are idiots. Okay, let's check our ventilation again. So that needs to be connected. That should honestly do. Yeah, the temperature's getting higher here, but it'll be fine. As we get this insulated tile built. Looks like we got a little bit more muckroot. Nice. Ooh, this temperature's going up. You do not look like you're holding your breath, that's all. Okay. Insufficient oxygen generation. I think I believe it this time, but we're getting really close to this so-called self-powered oxygen generator. Basically, the hydrogen will allow it to effectively power itself, especially if you don't have this extra filter in there. But the filter's fine. Gonna cancel some of this. We're gonna deconstruct this. I want to move that higher. And let's make this at 6. Our duplicates are getting lazy. They don't have to do anything anymore. This is good. Now the ventilation, let's deconstruct some of these pipes too, because we're gonna change this layout a little bit. I'm gonna cancel this one though, because I have a feeling that one's gonna stay. Okay, the gas pump I want here. So the gas filter goes here now. And then the Atmos sensor can go over here, I guess. Don't know that we have enough wire. Let's build the rock crushing station down here. Or do we have a better refiner at this point in time? Sledge press, composter. Would be fairly good to have over here. But the rock crusher is what well, cancel. We'll put the rock crusher here. Eventually we'll get some better stuff, but for now we're just gonna need that rock crusher. Okay, this guy will... Output 2 is going to be unbreathable gas, hydrogen. So let's get our wire going. I want all of this to be a 6. We may release a little bit of hydrogen into the atmosphere, which is, well, it's fine. What we're gonna do, priority for this guy, I'm gonna bring it down to 5, just so we don't plug it in quite yet until all of this infrastructure is in place. Okay. And honestly, I want to sweep all this stuff. Fairly high priority. We don't have anywhere for the sulfur. I'm gonna build a container for sulfur, actually. Yeah, long commutes are kind of rough. Okay, we're getting there. Want that stuff done quickly. Same thing with this. So we can store our sulfur in there. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with the sulfur later. Guess we have a little bit of iron ore, but we'll save the iron probably for some other stuff. Ooh. PACUs are fun. Wait, this means we've been... We have the supply teleporter output access. Very interesting. Don't really want to crack the chlorine door there. I'm gonna leave this deodorizer there. It's not really hurting anything at the moment. As soon as we get the spam going, then we're gonna kill that guy. So we're only going to do if it's above... Yeah. It's very low pressure there. Okay. Let's make sure everything's plumbed. Nope. Then I'm gonna set this at 6. Let's see. We want sulfur is probably miscellaneous. Yeah. Yep, and we just got the one last thing to go. And then we can seal off this room. I'm gonna put this as priority 6 as well. Actually, let's do this. Let's put the sweeping as an 8. Then this as a 7. And this is a 6 still. Good. Don't start. Ooh, no, 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 no. Slower that priority. Should still be able to sneak in here, but... Getting a little bit of carbon dioxide in here. Yeah. I think we're gonna need some air in here for a while. So let's just go ahead and put a vent into here because, you know, we're not vacuuming this area out. We're not forcing air mask usage anytime soon. We want to get there, but we're not. Storage unavailable. Fine, we'll allow that rock in there. Okay, now let's get this done. I don't know what exactly is that. Should all work, and then let's go ahead and make this a 7, except for we don't have any way to get there. See, we'll prioritize that. So we got a ladder across. And we should start producing oxygen significantly more than we're using. Worried about how quickly we seem to be going through our coal, but I mean, we still got a bunch. I guess it's fine. Yeah, now this pipe's available. Pretty soon we should start creating some from the oxygen. So the carbon dioxide will get filtered out eventually out of that room, and we're not using oxygen masks until that should be well and clear. Yeah, we still do have plenty of breathable air. It's just not quite where we want it. Okay. Come on, baby. I wonder if you can automatically feed these coal generators. Oh, we gotta... I don't think we want anything, so any one. Not even looking that closely. Looks like almost everybody has a skill. Research, sure. We'll keep upping that. We do need more people with hard digging. Yeah, improved doctoring would be good. Having one good doctor, I think, is pretty important. Critter ranching would be helpful too, but let's get improved farmer. Okay. Seems like it's about time to get some showers going on. I don't know what we're gonna do with this little room. So I think we're gonna bring the natural gas along here. And we'll set up station. Natural gas, you have to do some kind of specific things. It's a little funky. Okay, one more wire. And that should be pumping, and pretty soon we should start getting some air pressure in here. I'm gonna turn off the rock. We just wanted to get that out of there. Good. There it goes. All right. Let's take a look. So a little bit of carbon dioxide's coming out, but a lot of oxygen is. And we can see that the amount of carbon dioxide is decreasing over time. Okay. So that should be much more effective oxygen generation throughout the base. And yeah, this area is seeing increased oxygen. It's probably going to happen in our power plant too, even though I don't really want it there. It's fine. And we'll deconstruct all of this stuff. I think we're gonna set up some kind of a farm here. I don't know what kind yet, but it would be good to set something up. Looks like the dupes are a little bit bored. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say so. Let's keep going down. Don't see any reason not to just dig straight down through that. We got our supply teleporter in, so we can go to the other base. I think that's gonna be the goal for next time, but... Uh-oh. We're running low on coal. No. This guy's full of coal, right? Yeah. We're just not stockpiling these. Okay. Stockpiling these guys is high priority. Oh dear. I went down 1, 2 lane. Yeah, okay. This is urgent. Red alert. Okay. And now you can get up and breathe. Good, good, good. Got some mysterious room up there. Now, one thing to note is this is pretty warm air. We would love to cool it down a little bit, but there's only so much that can be done. We're gonna say the cooking ingredients go in there. We're gonna deconstruct this guy. And these, honestly, the refrigerators are pretty high priority. We want to keep our food in good shape. Wow, we actually have a ton of food. Okay, a lot of it's because we've been digging around, but still. No power, yeah. So now filling the coal plants is going to be high priority. Good, good, good. Draco's... You want Drecos to have mealwood plants to munch on. That's the trick with them, as I recall. They may even be a little bit symbiotic, that you help them grow and to get benefits. Okay. Looking good. So, tell you what, let's make this into our hospital. So for a hospital, we need triage cot. We're gonna build maybe 2 of them. We'll need a sink. This is the output. This is going to go up like this. The input's going to go down here. And we'll build a pneumatic door here. This will be a hospital before too long. Okay, let's keep our research going. Let's actually research more about the doctoring, since we're building a hospital. Sick bay. In fact, we'll go all the way up to there. And we're gonna dig this out a little bit more so we have a little bit more space in there. Still not sure where I want to put the showers. I guess we could do it here. Yeah, let's just do this. I think 4 showers is probably plenty. And then, I don't know, we'll leave a door to nowhere. Put some more plumbing in here. I actually don't like this. Let's cancel this. And let's, we'll change this to a wall. It's okay. How's our ventilation going? Yeah, you know, let's deconstruct this guy and that. We're gonna switch this around to be a little bit more optimal. Okay. So we're gonna move this up 1 tile so that way we can more easily get up to you know, do some simple ceiling construction. You know, we are using quite a bit of power. Okay. Let's start digging. Is this... Oh, that's gold. Woo! Okay, cancel these guys. We may have to do some fancy stuff. Submit to bioscan there. But we're gonna try to get to the surface and start building some solar panels and stuff like that. Temperature's still quite reasonable in the base so far. It is a little bit warmer than I would like. We may have to try to figure out some kind of a coolant loop to cool some of this oxygen off, but it's not terrible. Maybe we'll do... This wouldn't be a bad area to do a critter station. So I think we're gonna farm Drekos here. Good carbon dioxide sink. Excellent. Okay, we could go a little bit higher, but I don't want to go through that layer. We do have this computer desk that we've already looked at, a filing cabinet. One intact document reigns, yellow newspaper. Let's take a look. Party time. Had an unconventional party weekend. The peers may be out. Light shades. Just long commutes. Prospective STEM students were on space-time, conducted experiment that they were malleability of space-time. Huh. Nobody RSVP'd? Okay, that's too bad. They sure love patting themselves on the backs. Shoot, I could put a park sign here, make this a so-called park. Although I think this counts as industrial machinery. Okay, before too long, we're probably gonna want to start filtering our water, although I'm not really happy with our power production situation. And the coal's working for now, but we're not keeping this loaded enough. We'll have to figure that out later, I suppose. Okay, we got a printable. Oxalite's pretty good, and I don't really think... +3 agriculture, decrease agriculture. Yeah, you're a no-go. Increase medicine, decrease agriculture. No, we'll just take the oxalite. Okay, what else do we need to have this become a hospital? Missing toilet and mess table. So let's go ahead and put a sick bay in here. And we'll put a toilet. And we need a mess table as well. That's probably furniture. Guess that the idea is to quarantine dupes, then yeah, that makes sense. I think there will be something beyond here, so we'll leave this as a door to nowhere for the moment. We do know we're gonna want to dig this out eventually. Same thing here. Puffs. Ooh, it's a cold biome. That could be handy. This is effectively operating all the time now. Good. Okay. We haven't started our shower building yet. That should happen pretty soon. Oh, we still... I actually do need those built fairly soon. We can fit one more dupe in here before we need a bigger mess hall. And honestly, we could just extend the size of this mess hall. In fact, let's just do that. Let's just, not radiation, super decor room. What I need is the room overlay. Needs a rec building, which is the water cooler, which we're moving. Okay. And we're gonna build this like there. Do want that built fairly soon. I want one shower at least, so the dupes can start to shower and feel a little bit more humane. This guy, we can stop. We'll dump our algae, that's fine. No, it's going to take us a long time to drain through all of this oxygen, I think, or this water. So we should be okay. And then I think by the time that this is gone, we'll be able to tap this. Which honestly, this would be good. It's very good to take this kind of water because the heat that's generated is less. You kind of delete a little bit of heat by using warmer stuff. Okay, we can deconstruct you. Wonder if there's a different thing besides a water cooler. Maybe we'll do a full-blown rec room at some point in time. There's no slime lung here, so we could just deconstruct these 2 tiles. Although, to be honest, I think we're gonna seal this up at this point in time. So copy. And then we want to sweep this room. Brackine, what? What is this brackine? I don't think we have any, but interesting. Should be able to pump up some water for that before too long. The amount of water in here is starting to decrease. So we're gonna have to start thinking about bringing in some water from a different container. Now, once we tap this natural gas, we'll be able to generate our own water too. It's at 150 C, so it does have some heat in and of itself. We'll have to take it through insulated pipes. So let's go ahead and... I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to need to do that soon. Yeah, we can't go any higher really. Let's build a manual airlock here. Just to kind of try to keep a little bit of this, and we're gonna prioritize that. Oh good, there's plenty of oxygen now everywhere. If I go look at the breathability plot. Really? Where is there not enough oxygen? Just like the area that we're just digging, I mean, it's not that bad. And even then, it's still breathable. It's just a little low. We are gonna put the Drecos in here. Okay, let's start to figure this out. We're going to... Let's set the research for that. I don't think we have the critter research done yet. And we're working towards this, and you know, that's okay. We can take a break from that. Let's go with the ranching, please. And if this is gonna be for Drekos, which I do want it to be, let's go ahead and we're gonna put farm tiles here for meal wood, and I'm also gonna put one like there and there. Yeah, that'll be fine. So the idea is that the Drekos are gonna feed on that. Okay, we got some showers now, so the dupes can shower. That should help to alleviate their stress a little bit. Okay. I do want to do this. Yeah, let's go ahead and prioritize this. Not because it's needed, but because I need it to be done. So this is some medicinal stuff. We'll enable auto harvest here. And these guys. Okay. Looks like there's something really interesting right here. Okay, we've got a vending machine, rummage. And then let's deconstruct this security door, I guess. It looks like there may be some water in there. Okay, we got some pepper seeds. Body temperature's not right, huh? Interesting. Now this water, we could almost stick directly into the tank. We could just put a hole down and it would fall not far from where we would want it ultimately. I really want to have a Dreko farm going on here soon. Let's see, copy settings. Uh-oh, we got some debris we need to clear out, so let's fix this. Just go sweep, sweep, sweep. Colony achievement earned. What do we get this time? Recover a database entry by inspecting facility ruins. Okay. Single launch printout remains. What do we have? What are we doing here? I'll show you. Keep your voice down. Are we allowed to be here? Trust me, it'll all be worth it once we find it. Find what? That? Video feed from a rage cat? What's the great... Wait, are they floating? You mean they're in space? Our thermal rats are in space? Yep. The apple cart and cherry pie, little banana bread. Look at them. They're so happy we meet restaurants. Happy restaurants. Someone's coming. Shh. Okay. Got another data bank. We're gonna need to figure out what to do with those sooner or later. Dupes can shower now. That must be nice. Let's see, copy settings, paste. Oh, another colony achievement. Distributed 1,000 kilograms of oxygen using gas vents. Nice. $365.24 days to be exact, not 25. We got nature reserve. We have a hospital. We need a rec room. A greenhouse we have, and a stable we don't. I don't know. A washroom is interesting. It's a great hall. Oh, this is washroom. Missing mess table. Well, let's get this going. So we'll have the hospital. We'll take the coal. Not even looking too much at the other stuff, but we are burning a fair bit of coal, so. There's so much of in here. Oh, dirt. Wow. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Plants are looking very nice, and looks like we finally have enough seeds. We could definitely increase the dupe count by 1. We've got plenty of food coming in. We've got plenty to do. Ooh, cool salt slush geyser. So this is where we can really decrease our temperature. This is one of the least dangerous types of geysers to work on. So, tell you what, let's just do this. We're gonna deconstruct this. We're gonna build just normal tiles. I'm actually gonna seal this room off because I don't even want to go down there for a little while. And then we're gonna drop our water straight through that. We're gonna dig right through here, poke this tank, and let it drop. And we'll keep going straight up. Time-wise, yeah. You don't have a... What's a latrine? What's the difference between a washroom and a latrine? Oh. The washroom is strictly better than the latrine. Okay, that's fine. So then the barracks... We got mess hall. We have even a great hall. Kitchen. Spice grinder, electric gas grill, no mess tables. So So we can deconstruct this at this point in time, and this. We do not need those anymore. We really do need to have a little bit more of a CO2 sink below here. So we're gonna keep going down. Little pipsqueak, it's doing okay. Let's go ahead and build an airflow tile right there. Actually, right here. Cancel that one. How has the research been coming? You know, we may not be able to get to that. Which could explain a few of the problems that we've been having recently, to be honest. I'm gonna build a new container here for igneous rock that is resistant to temperature, because I think we want to choose to use more of that kind of stuff over here. And we can go ahead and dig this guy out. That'll create a nice, beautiful waterfall. A little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Actually, hang on. Before we do that, let's dig this out so it's a little bit bigger. Probably need one more tile. Okay, so we're going to deprioritize this. Some heavy carbon dioxide here. Okay. So, let's go ahead and put a farm tile just on top of here. We'll see what kinds of plants we can put there. Let's see if we can get something that eats carbon dioxide. Yeah, ceiling collapse is a little bit scary, but not too terrible. And the carbon dioxide is going down there, which is what we wanted to see. Could even poke. In fact, why not? There's really no reason not to poke all the way down. Don't want blossoms. Grub fruit. We'll use sulfur. Could plant some of these. So those are pretty tough, the spores. The oxyfern will take in carbon dioxide And it uses dirt. It has to take in some water as well. But it will convert CO2 into oxygen. We only have one of those. But, you know, it could be good. But let's go ahead and just do some grubfruit seeds here. They don't take anything. We'll try it out. Yep, and we should have plenty of sulfur. Gives us a sink for our sulfur. Even though this temperature is quite high, the insulated tile is doing its job. Excellent, excellent. Pretty soon the pressure is just going to be too high for this to keep erupting. And the temperature is a little bit high here, but hopefully we can keep that in check. Add a little bit of variety to our diet. Okay, no matter how we do this, we're gonna have to go through an area that is heavily infected. And also, we want to do our best that we can. So let's start to design this. First of all, I mean, obviously, I would love to research this so we have a better idea of what we're doing. We're gonna put a gas pump in here. And it's gonna be connected to an Atmos sensor. Temperature's actually not that bad. We do want to go through a liquid airlock here. So what we're going to do, we'll do the traditional liquid airlock. I think right here is as good a spot as any to do it. Yeah, if we have any issues, we'll be in the hospital, right? Okay. And then we'll build a ladder up. Some point in time, at least for temporary purposes, we're gonna want to filter this out. Slime lung, we really need a better solution with the slime lung. The best thing to do with slime lung is to stick it in a tank of water somewhere that it's not going to be able to make anything. So I think what we're going to do is build a storage tank here for slime lung. Actually, let's copy, we'll put it here. And then I do want to upgrade this to insulated tile to help reduce some of the effects. a little bit. Bliss burst, low decor. Wait, hang on. I don't know that there's any substantial. Well, the mirth can grow in other places, so we'll plant the bliss. Okay, power for that. Let's start thinking through that implications. Honestly, I would like the liquid airlock to be a little bit closer. Yeah. There's actually a considerable amount of oxygen in here. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Power. Guess it's fine to feed off of this power grid. Okay, we're gonna build just a ladder here to help with our scaffolding problem. Okay, Dreklet egg, yes. Because that's what we're planning on doing here. Let's see, grooming station. Shearing station. And then we need the critter drop off here. Any of these things need power. Yeah, you need power. We'll just hook you to this guy. This is going to be the priority, though. I don't really want to harvest these guys. Okay, critter, Dreklet, and Drekos. High priority. So we don't really have to incubate them. They will get incubated by themselves. We now have no ranching skill. Interesting. Well, let's see if we can fix that. So you would like to do ranching, so we're gonna work you towards that. And then I guess we'll get you improved carrying so that way you can get the mechatronics. Conveyor rail construction. Yeah, that sounds good. So we could go ahead and pierce this. Copy settings, paste, and paste. Uh-oh. What? Hang on. I do not remember doing such an order. As priority. How did... What? That must have been a mouse slip. Oops. I'll have to check the video and figure out what happened there. Because that was not intentional. So this guy's gonna have raw material, will have granite and igneous rocks. I must have clicked and dragged way up to here for some silly reason. Whoops. Okay. Well, no harm, no foul. The thimble reed is another way to also get the same thing, to get some fibers. So we'll think about that as well. Okay, deconstruct you. You are going to be a organic slime lung, very high priority. If we ever find any slime lung, we want to dump you in there. I don't like this. Do not like that. Let's build another liquid lock here. This one's in the Abysslight, so we can do something like this. Let's just move that over one tile. Okay. Copy, paste, paste. Let's cancel this for a sec. We're gonna cancel this temporarily, and we're going to put in a bottle emptier. We'll dig all of this out. Okay. Let's cancel this dig too. We'll do that by bottle emptier. Okay, he's just doing the wire. It's like, he's not gonna get himself stuck, is he? And hopefully the answer is no. Actually, let's just deconstruct that real quick. Okay, we're gonna also do a bottle emptier. We'll use just water. Polluted water has some advantages, but I don't want to deal with the polluted oxygen everywhere. So we're gonna do... Actually, brine. We have a little bit of brine. So let's go ahead and put it here. How's the water tank? That looks pretty decent, actually. So we should be able to up the priority here. Amazes me how much oxygen there is here. Let's put an airlock. Okay, the water is flooding that area now. Good. Little bits crossing back, which I didn't really expect, but maybe I should have. Copy paste there. May set up auto bottling, but let's just see if there is enough brine in the system. Otherwise, we'll set it to water and auto. Sound amplifiers, huh? Interesting. Don't care about that. Low resistant conductors would be kind of nice. They're not really needed. Not worried about notification, not worried about that. Airflow, no, that's for rocketry and such. Insulated plumbing wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we're getting really close to the point where we gotta start working on space. Let's do textile loom, actually. Because we're going to have the ability to get textiles pretty soon. These Drecklet eggs are incubating. They'll be there before too long. Medical pack. We do also... Okay, let's deconstruct that. And this guy as well can also be a 5. And then we're gonna build a, what are they called? The medicine making place. Apocrypha. And then we may as well get a crafting station, I guess. Seem as good as places as I need to put them. Insufficient oxygen generation. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm sure we've got plenty. But just to make sure. Yeah, it's just that we have so much oxygen we don't need to produce that much, that's all. And let's go ahead and mop this. Now we have plenty of oxygen for a longer period of time to convert in, or plenty of water to convert into oxygen. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Deodorizers look like they're doing their job. Okay, let's switch this over to water, and let's put it at Brian. Let's just up the priority a bit. Yeah, our water tank is getting pretty low. I think we're gonna have to pump out some extra water somewhere. We definitely need... Well, the logical thing would be to start filtering our poop water. So let's see, refine... water sieve. So this will have polluted dirt as a byproduct. We're gonna just dump the polluted dirt down here. We'll put sand in this. Okay, get our plumbing going. So what we're gonna do, that's the input. The output, this is all just plants, so we're going to actually deconstruct this guy. And then we're gonna put another liquid bridge here. And all of our plants are gonna be fed based off of the recycled polluted water. And then I could do some automation, I suppose, to make sure that there is in fact enough. I'm just gonna allow both. It can go to either direction. That's fine. Okay, we do have a hospital now. Hospital, greenhouse. We have a stable. What's the other thing that we need? Shrine nymph egg. Or copper ore, or wait, excavating. Oh, but you're allergic to floral scent. Ah, I want you bad, but we have floral scent everywhere in our base. I'm sorry. That's just a no-go. Okay, one more pump. Okay, we're gonna lower the priority now, because that should be full. Some pretty cold brine, actually. Nope. Okay, we raise the priority here again. Well, the carbon dioxide sink is doing its job, dropping everything down. Oh, let's mop this stuff up. We're gonna mop this up, and then we can deconstruct these guys at this point in time. Hopefully we'll keep our main water tank a little bit better managed now. Is this ice? I guess. Interesting. Whoops. Deconstruct. We'll just spread this out just a little scooch. Oh no. Getting the right amount is tricky for these liquid airlocks. I think it helps actually. Let's do this a little bit different. I'm starving. You'll be fine. One problem is that the prepared food is a long ways away from our dining hall. That's a problem we should fix, probably. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna move everything down. I think it's possible to do it like this, but I'm just not skilled enough to do it. I don't know what we turn all this clay into. I guess I know you can make like ceramics and stuff. Yeah, I'm fine not doing research for a little while. The Pip has gotten all the way over here. Oh dear. It's too cold, I guess. Yeah, we'll want to invest in some AC, I think. Because the temperatures are definitely going up. So if we look at the We have plenty of oxygen everywhere. Temperatures, though, are a little bit warm. So we're gonna have to maybe just... Why is there water in there? Oh, it must have spilled all the way up here. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Irrigation? Uh-oh. So there's not enough poop water is what this is saying. What we need to do, it will prioritize inputs over outputs. So we're going to deconstruct this. And then we're going to replumb it. And so this will basically say dump the poop water into the sieve here before. Pipe is blocked. What? And then this building needs to be high priority, which it is. Guess the other way is we could pump what water we already have into here. It's an extra pump, but it's a little bit more consistent. Get that done. So Apocrypha, let's see. Let's get curative tablet. What does a medical pack take? Balm lily flower phosphorate. We don't have any. We'll go ahead and do forever. We'll get a few curative tablets. We could do some oxygen masks. Okay, all of these guys do have stuff for now. So you're gonna be sand, I believe. Really don't need this thing anymore. Okay. Blast shot maker sounds cool. Let's get another medicine making person though. And critter ranching, we do need somebody who can do this. So having a person or two would be quite helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop off any shine bugs that we happen to find in here, just because I like them in here. Okay, this is now working much better. Yeah, we're not getting enough water. Let's see what happens when the dupes all shower. Okay, and they're using the bathroom. So that's all getting prioritized into here. Good, good, good. And the plants all seem to have water. I think it's all getting absorbed, but it's a little bit better. Now we may still have to improve things some. But now we definitely have it all prioritized so that it's going to try to first recycle it before it tries to dump any. Oh, somebody's using this toilet. Interesting. Well, there's not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. Water here to help deal the medicine. That's good. They seem to prefer this toilet, which is kind of curious. I mean, I guess it's not really that surprising, though. Okay. And then we're going to mop this stuff. There we go. You don't know how to get out from where you are right now, do you? Okay, you do. So funny that you can have ridiculous amounts of oxygen generation and they'll be complaining that your oxygen generation is insufficient. You know, I think it's time. We're going to do this a little scooch differently. We'll have a door. Let's just deconstruct this guy and this guy. Oh, shoot. I was afraid it may do that. Let's power... Let's do plumbing separately. So we're going to cancel that order. There we go. So this is going to make it a lot more difficult to accidentally, say, pee inside of the water tank. So you have to positively go in there. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and deconstruct this guy actually. Okay, we're also gonna put Brian in here. Okay, and then go up. That should do it. I'm gonna try to avoid the reed just because I would love to have that plant actually grow a little bit. Yeah, we're still gonna have this problem. So then we're going to place a manual airlock here. Let's dig out the slime lung. We should bury it pretty quickly. I don't think we want to dupe radiation exposure into calories. That's interesting. Husbandry, excavation, creativity would be pretty good. Decreased decor though for a decorator sounds, for a creative person sounds bad. Okay, how is our water situation? Still not really getting as much water in there as I would like. Yeah, okay. Tell you what. What we need to do so this will feed into the same point, and then this will effectively put this sink loop in the same thing. That'll help a little tiny scooch. It's not really going to be enough, but I'm going to pretend that it's going to be enough for a while. We have a lot of food, so I'm not super worried. Roast grub fruit nut. That's cool. Okay, this guy... Is there an auto wrangle or something that needs to be turned on? Yeah. Still all incubating. Okay, Brian? Prioritize this, and hopefully that will get our liquid airlock done. We got a skill point, nice. Could do advanced care. I guess it's good to have one person who has lots of doctoring skills. You never know where that may come in handy. Yeah, the plants are still suffering, so we need more water. So you'll always prioritize the input. You prioritize the output. So if we do something like this, then it's going to prefer to take the water from the sewage pump. Yeah, that'll do. We haven't started digging down there yet, but I expect we're going to be wrangling this Draco here soon. So let's cancel this real quick. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a second airlock. It's gonna be on the other side of this. We're gonna hopefully get across here as much as we can to minimize the mixing of the atmospheres. Although it's still inevitably gonna happen. Okay, so then ventilation, let's take insulated gas pipe, we're gonna push through here. We'll do something with this eventually here. Now, it's also gonna go to the kitchen, which is down here. Eventually, we're gonna have a gas grill, and it will be needed there. Okay. So let's see, gas pump here. We'll put an Atmos sensor as well. A little bit of automation wire. We do want a filter. So we're going to cancel this. Trying to figure out what we want to do. Most of the rest of this is going to be, yeah, that's fine actually. Polluted oxygen, so let's just pump it here. That works. And let's see, gas bridge goes like this. I guess we'll, I mean, it's not going to matter the insulation too much right there. But it shouldn't be very much. And then we'll want to store some of it when we get down here somewhere. I don't remember why that's missing a tile. That's weird. Okay. Then we need the power as well. Actually, we could deconstruct this power because I like the power loop a little bit better. We should be able to build most of this before we even go in here. Now, priority-wise, I'm going to deprioritize this. Well, I'm going to prioritize the airlock a little bit. How's our plumbing looking? Uh-oh. That is not what we want. Deconstruct this guy. High priority. Want it to happen before they go to sleep. Somebody should get to it. Oh, come on. It's a freaking yellow alert. Just get it done. Oh, fine. It can just be a 9, I guess. So the problem, like a lot of things with plumbing, it just had a weird circle. Oh, it's because I prioritized the wrong thing. This guy is high priority. I don't really want that to be that high priority. Okay, now we're getting the water's looking fine now. We're still not getting enough irrigation though, so okay. Maybe that will work. I'll give that a little bit higher priority, see if that works. Okay, deconstruct you. We have a liquid airlock here. Good. Actually, I want to lower this guy. We could dig across here and then maybe pump this water. How does our plumbing look? It should allow for the plumbing to go through there, but it's not. Well, let's just do the backup way. This will work and it, this will work. Try like this. Okay, that should help. that should get the power there. So this is going to be polluted dirt. So probably organic. Polluted dirt, yeah. It's fine. Okay, we can now bring this up to a 6. It's a very low pressure zone, so that's good. The liquid airlock is doing its job. Now, unfortunately, this means the dupes are going to be breathing in polluted oxygen with slime lung when they get up to here. Not a whole lot we can do about that, but hopefully they'll be fine. And we still have plenty of food. This is going to be the shine bugs. Poor little hatchlings. Stuck on a ledge. Okay, first thing in the morning, as usual, they seem to have plenty of water. Once this is done, then they will once again. Let's go ahead and prioritize this. What is this? Kumbond. So some clothing, sure, why not? I don't really want to harvest these guys. Okay, I think we can pretty much build everything at this point in time. Now we don't have tons of polluted water, but we could tap like this guy. It's a cleaner polluted water. If we can find a route, it doesn't go through. I mean, we'd have to dig right under here. I do want to have this be a fairly high priority insulated tile. And then once we have the airlock, once we've tapped the natural gas here, then I think we'll be willing to take this polluted water and dump it right in here. How warm is it? Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little warmer, but that does produce a little bit of heat. Yeah, temperature is gonna start to become more of a concern. We're getting fairly close to the surface, though. I guess we'll just uproot this guy. And we'll be able to cool down with that brine for sure. Okay. We actually have a backup now. That's good. Maybe, do we have like a pipe sensor of some kind? We could probably do some more stuff in that. Let's see if there's any kind of automation. Weight, gas element, liquid element. Yeah, let's do this. So then we'll be able to put an appropriate sensor to effectively cut off this pump if there's already enough water going that direction. So we got 6 reed fiber now. Nice. We'll be able to tap this guy too, and we'll even keep the PACUs alive. Have a little PACU farm going on. How's the exploration down going? It's really not. Is this oil? What is this? What liquid is this? Looks like oil. It is crude oil. What? That's curious. Okay, we're getting down to magma, which obviously there's not a lot that we can do with magma. Discard a piece of journal. What do we get? Mysterious project wins nanotech. Highly classified paper. Job to push boundaries. Wish I could tell you more. Okay. Interesting. So there's some award-winning project that's pretty cool that has something to do with space. With Ratronauts. Rastronauts. That's a fun word to say. Some window tile. Okay, new log entry. We've got The research complete, yes. Okay, so that is our liquid element sensor. So hang on. We want to see if there's anything here. So let's put the liquid element sensor right there. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be able to. Yeah, this is not great. Let's deconstruct this. We're actually going to cancel that one. And then what we can do is have the liquid element sensor here eventually. To that pump. Well, thank you there. It looks like somebody followed me, but they didn't. I always get confused when this happens. But it does seem to happen sometimes. It's probably a YouTube subscriber, I think. Because I had my notifications for the two kind of mixed. There may not be enough brine. We probably should just do straight water here. Could even be polluted water. Or the crude oil. Well, it's actually good to put both, so we'll put the crude oil and the brine both in here. Because with both, you don't need as much. There's more crude oil than I thought there was here. It's interesting, but it's not particularly useful. No, there's actually not that much. It's just trace amounts. I mix up the units all the time in this. Lots of running around to go pick up the little tiny bits of crude oil that we've got there. Lovely. I found an old file. Hey, welcome back. Can scanner, please. Let me just check. These little fellas are two-hander for sure. Follow me, please. Okay. Log begins. We're now reliably printing healthy living subjects. All have exhibited unusual qualities as a result of the cloning process. Odd communication, normal excretions, vestigial limbs have been seen in subjects so far. They seem happy. Okay. So that's clearly us. Ooh, what's this? A shipping container. An unfamiliar building has been discovered in the colony. There's movement inside. Whoever the inhabitant is, they seem wary of us. If you can convince them we mean no harm, we could well end up being with a fresh recruit and a new useful building. Knock, knock. Well, that looks cool. Little bit of slime lung, although I'm not as worried with that as we used to be. We'll go ahead and just dig this out. The slime lung, let's seal it off. We'll figure what that is next time though. Just so little crude. I don't know that I have any more brine that's packed. Okay, this is gonna be any water. Okay, let's do this one last thing for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and actually prioritize this a little bit. So I want to get the mopping done before. Polluted water doesn't actually have any germs in it, interestingly enough. I'm a little shocked at that, to be honest. I don't know if I believe it, but... let's go ahead and put an automatic airlock in here. Okay, let's make sure our plumbing looks right now. Nope. Okay, and then get our power going to the new airlock. Actually, I want this opposite. I want this to be if there's nothing, none. Hang on. If there's water, liquid output all is red, and then if I put water, it's green. So I actually need a knot in here. Uh-oh. Let's just... Yeah, we gotta be careful with this automation wire. It can be a little tricksy. That should be better. I do want this fairly quickly. Getting more polluted oxygen in here than we have been. That's kind of interesting. Don't know what that fully means, but okay. Yeah, we're still not really able to do much with this. We're getting close. We're getting very, very close to tapping this natural gas, but it is definitely time for me to call this done for the night. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know whatever questions or comments you guys have. I appreciate all you do, and for your likes and subscribes and following me on Twitch and, you know, all of the things. You guys are amazing. Thanks for everything. Until next time, people are checking. Take care. We will see you then. Bye-bye.